Hey y'all, Discoria here. Welcome to my face-punching guide to the High Midgardsormr High Dragon Trial. It's a mouthful. I never know exactly what to call it. I think that they just call it HM. Am I really messing this up right now? It's either HMS or HMR on the Reddit. But again, High Midgardsormr Trial. This is my kind of how-to video. The gear, kind of a little bit of a walkthrough for the gear. What unit I used to beat High Midgardsormr, which I beat for the first time a couple weeks ago, and maybe a little bit on how to get through the fight, and whatever else I can think about to help everybody to have an easier time progressing through the fight, because it's a really difficult one. I'm going to go over to teams, and I'll show you the unit I use for this. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying, don't be in a rush to kind of clear this battle. Everybody obviously wants to clear it as soon as they possibly can to get the really sweet-looking 5-star High Midgardsormr dragon. I myself was super psyched to get that dragon, but this took me a long time to build up to. I was really lucky as a day one player to draw Izalith and then Mikoto in a single pull about a week later. So I've had Mikoto since the game started. And that was last year, September of 2018. So I pretty much was building up to this battle until a couple months ago. I just wasn't in a rush. I wasn't grinding the materials out. I wasn't grinding insignias. I just kind of wanted to get there in my own time. And it ended up being, the biggest bottleneck for me ended up being the insignias. That's the longest part of this for me to trade in for the proper worm print, which I'm going to get to in a second. So let's take a look at the unit. So you can run this trial successfully with a number of different units. My understanding is that people have been running this successfully with Mikoto. They're doing it with the healer Verica quite a lot. I think there's Vanessa I've seen quite a lot, and of course you get the off element clears as well. But you know, if you're a beginner just trying to get a clear, you probably want to stick with a fire unit. Izalith is really difficult to use, just in my opinion, as a dagger. But I liked using Mikoto, and I was lucky enough to pull Mikoto, so that's who I'm going to give you a walkthrough for today. I can talk a little bit about Verica because I have her, but I'm not an expert on the Vanessa builds by any means. So coming to Mikoto, the minimum measurements that you kind of want to have to go to this trial, it has nothing to do with might. So as a lot of beginner players, you're thinking this has a lot to do with your might, and the higher your might is, the better off you are, and if you've got enough might to unlock it, then you're good to go, right? Well, unfortunately, that's not the case, and the game doesn't do a great job explaining that, so hopefully I can help out a little. The minimum HP check for this battle is 1600. So what does that mean? If you look at my screen and towards the bottom, you'll see a metric that says HP, and it says 1842. So if your HP is 1600 or lower, you're probably going to get one-shotted by the initial attack that he does, and I'll show you that when we get into the actual battle. You want to be safely above 1600 to be able to clear that and still have enough HP left over to wait for your healer in the party to heal you. I'm at 1842, and that seems to be plenty. Like, I don't have an issue waiting for the healer to heal me, unless I die from just my own incompetence, but it's not because I'm waiting for heals or anything like that, because I don't have enough HP. So I'd probably recommend for beginners shoot for 1700 and above, because you're still learning the fight, and it's pretty unforgiving. So if you're going in with just the bare minimum, I think it's going to be difficult. Strength. So I read a lot of different things about DPS requirements for this fight. I just tried to get mine as high as I could possibly get it, with the equipment and the dojos and the other facilities that I currently had. So I think the minimum requirements are 2200. Don't quote me on that. I think I might have seen people with 2100 going into the fight and things like that, but I think your best bet is to be over 2000, just as a best bet. If you want to contribute as a strong DPS member of your team, definitely be over 2000 strength. So my dragon that I'm using for this is Cerberus. So I'm just going to bring it up here, if I can get it. Okay, there we go. So I have a 2 unbound Cerberus. I was just really lucky to pull, I've pulled some dupes of Cerberus since I got my first copy, and I've just been really lucky that way. And I've maxed her level out to the highest it could go, so her strength is 93. I don't think you need an unbound Cerberus. I think that if you have just one copy of Cerberus, I think that's enough. Um, from I believe the strength at that level was still enough to service your strength needs in the fight. So Cerberus is the dragon I used. I think that there are other dragons you can use. So if you have a maximum unbound Peely, and if you were to max out the level of Peely, you could probably get close to having a pretty high amount of strength. I don't know what that would look like because I unfortunately missed the one copy of Peely when I started the game. I did not realize how important it was to maximum unbound dragons at the beginning, unfortunately. But I think Peely maximum unbound was a good choice. I'm just looking around here to see. You want a strength dragon for this. If you're a DPS, and by DPS I mean if your sole focus in this fight is to deal damage, you want a DPS or you want a dragon that contributes strength. So I'm just trying to see here if there's anything. So this is flame strength plus 30% on Ifrit. So you could probably maybe a maximum unbound Ifrit would probably work. I don't have Agni. Agni was a dragon I definitely saw lots of people running. I believe that's a strength dragon as well. So those are different options. Now, to go to Worm Prince, I beat this fight originally with Levin's Champion and Glorious Tempest. You have to have Glorious Tempest, or you pretty much can't take the first hit. It gives you high Midgardsormr resistance of 25% and Midgardsormr resistance of 20%. So you need this to protect you from the massive amount of damage that the initial blow in that battle deals. This is where you have to trade in the insignias. So you get those insignias from running the Imperial Onslaught grass version. So if you run the grass version of the Imperial Onslaught, you'll get the insignias you need to farm for Glorious Tempest. There's a basic insignia, and then there's a master level higher version of that insignia. And because of the treasure trade, you can actually trade them back and forth to get what you need to do the trade. And this is, again, this worm print is held in the treasure trade section, so that's where you can find it. And it'll spell out for you in that section how many insignias you need, of which type, and as well as any other materials you might need. The other worm print I chose, I mean, you can choose a lot of different ones here. I'm sure there's a meta worm print for this, but I used Levin's Champion. It's just the one that I like. It gives you critical rate plus 16 and critical damage up 10%. I think it helps a lot. I think it goes really well with Mikoto specifically. Mikoto is... He's got a lot of abilities that I'm unlocked from Mana Circles. So this is my first character that I maxed Mana Circles. That's what I did. I think that you do have to have the majority of Mana Circles unlocked to be able to benefit from all of the strength boosts that you get from unlocking those Mana Circles. I think the critical rate plus 8%. I'm trying to figure out if that's coming from my... Oh, no, that's from my character. Okay, so you can see the little background. I'm still learning about this game, too. If you look at the little backgrounds, you can see the yellow backgrounds versus the green. The green backgrounds are from Worm Prince. The yellow backgrounds are from the character's own abilities. So his critical... That's why I use Levin's Champion, because it boosts crit, and this character's already increasing crit from unlocking max Mana Circles. He's also stun resistant plus 100%, so I can't be stunned in this fight, which is a huge asset. Just to get another reason why Mikoto is a great unit for this. So that's my setup. That's the setup that I'm using to do this battle. Like I said, there are other setups you could do. I'm not an expert on the other setups, but I can do a really high level. I'll just do a high level on Verica, but I know Vanessa is viable too. I've seen plenty of Vanessas run the battle. Verica is a healer, and she's the preferred healer because obviously she's a fire element. Generally, you would see her paired with the dragon Phoenix. Phoenix is an HP dragon with amazing heals as an ability. The regeneration flame, pretty incredible, and it really buoys your health. Like, she's flame HP plus 45% on your character, so she'll send the health through the roof. Verica, I believe, I'm not sure what is the right staff, but I would assume it would need to be a 5-star 5.3 staff, so probably a tier 3 version of the staff. I don't think you need to unbound it, honestly, but I mean, every little bit helps. And as far as Worm Prince, you obviously want to have Glorious Tempest, and then I mean, you can choose, you want to maximize your heals, in my opinion. I think recovery potency on Louise's hobbies is pretty good, plus 13%. And we got a free worm print in the Valentine's event that also gave plus 13%. So I think both of those are great prints. But you obviously have to pick one because you need to equip Glorious Tempest. So if you have any questions about setups, and if you give me, I'm much better in like specific questions. So if you have questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll answer everybody's questions. I'm much better when I'm asked a very specific question about a build, and I'll be able to kind of extrapolate on anything that I might not have mentioned here. Okay, so let's try the battle now. I'm not going to promise a clear today because I'm going to just go through public groups. And you never know how that's going to go. I actually got my first clear, though, with a public group, so I'm going to not... Why am I going here? I'm not going to be judgy. Like, it's totally possible to clear it with a public group. I've done it multiple times. So, I'm going to try and show you the mechanics of the battle. Even if I don't get a clear, it doesn't get to the end, I'll try and point out all the mechanics that I can for everybody watching. So, let's try and join a room here. And I mean, if things happen, people die early, I'm not going to be snooty about it. Oh yeah, Sanoa's a really popular character for this too. I have Sanoa, but I've just never built her up yet. So, I quite like watching Sanoa play. So, okay, so we've got a Verica, we've got a healer. She's like, it looks like she's set up for DPS pretty well. Strength's a little low. HP's high, but strength's a little low. We'll have to see how that goes. And how is this Sanoa set up? Oh, good strength on this Sanoa. Alright, so, I mean, this one, it looks like a good group. I don't know if we're going to quite have the DPS, but we'll see. And also, I might die. I'm not perfect at this by any means, and I'm definitely not going to make it sound like I am perfect. I've got a couple clears, probably less than 5 clears at this point. Okay, so the initial attack, because you've, like, as I spoke about before, because you've made sure that your HP is high enough, you don't have to worry about the initial attack and just rush in and attack. Okay? So I'm in the red, which isn't great. That hit me a little harder than I thought it was going to. But I'm still going to try and DPS. I try and stay behind Midgardsormr as much as I can. Oh, and this part you want to make sure you dodge the purple. That can be very challenging because it happens really quickly, but it's just what you have to do. So you want to keep an eye on when he goes in a circle. He'll prepare his wings for it. I always have a little bit of a challenge dodging that. He also spits wind balls that create tornadoes, so you want to watch out for those and not hit those. Oh, crap. It's going to hit me. No! Okay. Oh, but I didn't die. That's surprising. Normally I die from that. Okay, so this one's a bit rough, but that's okay. Oh, make sure that your purple does not hit any other players or it's going to hit you really hard. So it's like the Agni fight where you don't want to have overlapping purples. I'm not amazing at this. I'm not going to pretend that I am. I still have a lot of practice to do. But the more you learn to dodge, the better off you are. It's just about you gotta get those dodges going. So okay, so and I'm always really cautious about where I'm using my skills because unfortunately, if you pick a really bad time for your skills like that, you're going to get thrown around and it's not going to be great. So, okay, let's get in on this. It's all about, like, really trying to time your dodges in this, and it's challenging. Like, I'm not going to pretend it's not challenging, because it really is. That was the hardest part for me, was getting a better sense of when to dodge. And luckily, sometimes when you... Okay, let's get that going. Okay, so we're going to try and stay out of the circle here. This part's pretty challenging, so I'm just focusing. So you want to try and clear those golems, otherwise you're going to have an AoE damage that's really going to hurt. So don't forget to help your team clear that. Crap. Oh, there we go. Okay, made it out just in time. That was a close one. You never want to be the party member that just straight up, like, bites the bullet in the first 30 seconds. But, I mean, like, it happens. I was for a while. I'm going to die. No, I'm not. Okay, that was really... surprisingly dodged that. I'm pretty proud of myself. I don't think we're going to have the DPS to do this, but I'm going to keep going with it. So, like I said, it's a lot about dodging. You really got to pay attention to the fight. I really try and stay behind Midgardsormr when I'm doing my attacks. It's pretty challenging, but I do my very best. Woo! Alright. We're getting pretty close here. Broken the dragon. Obviously, I should have been watching that a little bit closer, and I could have timed the activation of Cerberus, but that's okay. Nothing's perfect. Come on, come on. We're actually doing pretty good here. I'm pretty proud of this group. I'm impressed that I've managed to last this long. Like I said, super challenging fight, so don't be upset or disappointed if you don't do it the first time. It took me a lot of effort. Oh, yeah, this isn't going to be good. Stay away from everybody else. Ah, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, I took it away from everybody else, though, so we're going to watch the rest of the team, and hopefully they can finish this off. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be close. They're doing a really good job, though. Okay, come on, guys. Sanoa's doing an excellent job. A little bit far away there. Might want to... Well, nah, she's okay. She knows what she's doing. Yikes. That wasn't good. Keep trying. That's unfortunate. Come on, Sanoa. You're still alive. You're our last hope. You got this. They're probably thinking I'm being facetious, but I'm really not. I actually feel like she's doing a really good job. I'm going to keep telling her she got this. You got this. I don't think she's going to be able to do the DPS to knock him out, but she's doing a great job, kind of. Yeah, did she dodge it? Very impressive dodging skills. Without a healer, though, I think this is going to be an unfortunate situation. Yeah. Oh, man, but good job, though. Very good job. It was almost a clear. So, that's good job, and I shouldn't have died. That was unfortunate. Alright. Okay, so let's try this one more time. We'll go on here, and I will talk through again as far as where you need to dodge, what you need to keep your eyes open for. And again, I'm not perfect at this. As you saw before, I still occasionally die when I run this fight. We're gonna need a healer, so hopefully somebody pops in here with a healer. Yeah, looks like we're getting... Oh, what do we got here? We're gonna need a healer. Otherwise, we're not gonna really be able to do this. Let's see. Silas. That's a weird... Oh, okay. Wow, 6172. That's intense. 2964. This guy could single-handedly cut down High Midgardsormr with his amazing maximum unbound 5.3 weapon. When I say 5.3, I mean the 5-star weapon and the tier 3 version of it, so the highest unlock version. Alright. We're going to run in, we're going to do the damage. Okay, we're going to get heals from our excellent healer. I'm going to try and stay behind him as much as I can. You really got to watch out for that purple attack. It happens fast. And that one, which is also extremely challenging to dodge. You get used to it. Although he does turn around pretty fast and then starts shooting those balls, which is what took me out last time. You got to keep an eye open for that. It's pretty challenging. This part's challenging as well, to make sure you're staying out of the... Oh, gotta stay out of there. So, one of the teammates has that attack, so you really have to watch out. Oh, and you don't want to be on top of anyone for this either. Like I said before, that's always an issue. So, you really have to watch out for that. Always watch out for the spitting. Spitting is difficult to dodge, but this healer's doing a really great job. Alright. Try and, again, stay behind it as much as you can. Pretty challenging. Okay. Good job, team. The DPS on this team's really good. Oop, that didn't feel good. Oh, no. Eee. Ooh, that was a close one. Oh, boy. Alright, guys. You're doing a good job. sometimes really challenging. Oh, get out of the way. Pretty challenging to stay behind Midgard's. Oh no, bad timing. Okay, well, that's okay. I don't have enough. Oh, there, my dragon procced. Excellent. Nice to see lots of DPS going on here. Everybody's doing a really good job. Let's get rid of these golems so the AoE doesn't destroy us. Whoa, that was bad. Alright. Keep going with A. Come on, guys. That dragon that's been activated is Agni. High strength dragon. Good choice for this fight. Try and stay out of the way. Oh, yeah. Alright, so doing pretty good here as a team. Try not to get too optimistic. Trying to stay out of the way. Getting pretty close. Come on, guys. Trying to stay behind the dragon. As I said before, behind the dragon is key. And trying to stay out of the way of that. Oh, yikes. Okay, guys, come on. So those moving tornadoes at the end are always an issue for me because I'm trying to focus on attacking the dragon. But you really need to pay attention to where those hurricanes are moving back and forth because it's a it's a huge challenge to be able to deal with those moving hurricanes. Come on, guys, you can do it. You guys can do this. You've got this. You've got this. Yeah. Best clear. That's awesome. That's so great. Oh man. That's awesome. Good job to the Hildegard. So as you can see, this is really a team effort. You need a good team of DPS. You need to have the right setup because even with all of your strength and the right dragon and everything, it's still a really difficult fight. So you really got to make sure that you are learning the fight and you're taking the time to keep an eye on different things. Just like I missed that hurricane, there's a lot of different facets of the fight to keep an eye on. Things are always moving. I didn't do the Midgardsormr's trial prelude because I wanted to just learn it at full speed and not have to make the step up. But I mean, I've read that lots of people enjoy the prelude as a step first. So whatever you prefer. I wanted to just learn it at the full speed. Other than that, like I said, if you guys have any other specific questions, just ask them in the comments and I'll help you out. Hopefully that was a bit of a help for you guys. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.